I didn't think we could fall in love. Broken from the start, chained to our past. We had closed hearts. We are breaking free. It's just you and me. We might fall apart, far running away. Can we break free? Can we break free? Can we break free? Can we? They were blinded, tried to deny us. Didn't think we were following our hearts. We are breaking free. It's just you and me. We might fall apart, now we're running away with our Can we break free? Can we break free? Can we break
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing. And you forever I'll follow. You be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. In immortality, I can see you and me. In immortality, I can see you and me. You left me crying and running through a ghost town, alone and stranded. Why leave me hoping and guessing for the answers? No place stays forbidden. And you forever I'll follow. You be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. In immortality, I can see you and me. In immortality.
open eye. Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me so make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me so alive.
to me if I do. Tired of hearing excuses you're making. Future is set, it is mine for the taking. Spending a lifetime living a life made up. I need to wake up. Holding my breath until you're gone. Anywhere that is far from you. You only wanted me to fail. Oh, I'm this way because of you. Fall every day to overcome despite you. Wake up. Wake up. Tired of hearing excuses you're making. Future is set, it is mine for the taking. Spending a lifetime living a life made up. I need to wake up. Blonde hair, blue eyes, that'll make you faint on sight. But she looks like trouble. Her lips so kissable and poisonous. I know she won't be good for me. But I don't care, 'cause I know it's so rare for a guy like me to get a chance with a girl like her. And I won't waste that chance. 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 She got me like.
and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals of Staxx's GameHouse Laser Tag. I'm Adam EV500, and joining me from Southeast Asia is Illustrato. Illustrato, it has been a fantastic 4 days.
Yeah, it started off like absolutely insane with games going all the way to the fourth game. We've seen a lot of crazy turnarounds and a lot of insane plays, especially yesterday. A lot of interesting ones for sure, and it all culminates here and comes together here at the grand final itself. And what a tale that we have to tell. A whole 7 maps potentially is what we're going to be seeing here today.
Yes, you are absolutely right. We are playing a best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. The first one to 5, the first one to 4 walks away a winner. So stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. But let's talk a little bit about how we got to the grand finals today, and then talk about the 2 teams featured in today's grand finals. Looking at the bracket, Tragic started off our day. Don't worry, I will send that over to you. But Tragic started our day 1 with taking on Synergy, and that was one heck of a matchup. We got to see it go all 3 games, and then but Tragic moved on up. Tragic took on Vibe with Zillas on day 1, and then Synergy taking on Bear Gang. Synergy moving on to the quarterfinals. And looking at the bottom half of the bracket of that first day, Illustrato, we saw Ace of Spades, who is in the grand finals, taking on
Angels of Death first.
Angels of Death.
Yeah. So it was Angels of Death first, in which they went on and they got a 2-0 against. After that, Ace of Spades went up and beat Vernal, rather, in another 2-0 as well. So it's kind of been a little bit more smooth sailing for them. They also went up and beat Pure Esports in what was almost a clean 2-0. It was a 2-0 in my head, and then there was that quick disqualification that just happened, which sort of forfeited the game number 2 to them, which they would have won anyway. Fortunately, they ended up winning the last game of the series, and that ended up in a basically a 2-1 victory up in Raid. A lot of crazy plays that we saw there. Now, they're going to be going up against a team called Carry Annika, so today it's going to be a very interesting matchup for me for 2 reasons, right? Carry Annika and Ace of Spades, they have ridiculously different play styles. If you've noticed how they play, it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
So Ace of Spades, for me, I've seen them. They really like to run around the map, take any duel that they want, just sort of assert their dominance onto the map and kind of just try to, dominate the entirety of the map. Carry Annika, they play differently, however. They approach the beast in a different way. So they play a little bit slower, a little bit more passive. That's what we saw in the earlier rounds, changing things up when they brought in a sub, and then they started playing a lot more aggressive after that. But throughout all of it, I did notice that they enjoyed playing very slow, very calculated. A lot of it was securing map control, having a lurker in the back like Space. Space was one of the big talking points for us yesterday. Space was able to create space for his team by locking down certain, choke points, locking down sort of sniper positions, and just holding down sites. So the map control game really relies on them having certain key points in their favor that they sort of play around. And what was beautiful for me to see is that they knew when to give up map control, when to sort of relinquish map control, when to take it back, and that's what their strength was. So I'm interested to see how these 2 playstyles really come together and clash later on in our grand final.
And it's going to be an amazing grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss this grand final. It has been an amazing 4 days of Call of Duty Mobile in domination. As Illustrato said, we got to see Nuketown. We saw 4 games in for an overtime. Today, the schedule is a little bit different. We are definitely gonna see Nuketown. But
oh yeah, I mean, we've all been wanting to see Nuketown for a while. One of the favorite maps of all time. So just a quick recap of the matches that we could expect to see today. So the first match will obviously be Standoff. After that, it's gonna go into firing range, just as we normally do. Map 3 is gonna be Raid. After that, we take a break and then go to map number 4, which is Nuketown. After that, we go to Meltdown, followed by Summit and Rust. So that's gonna be very, very exciting later on to see. different maps. I want to see how teams approach these maps because some teams might not be too familiar playing into these new maps, especially honestly, Carrie Annika, who play a very tactical style map, very tactical style game, and sort of playing tactically like that and very calculated takes a lot of practice on different kinds of maps, especially when it comes to the later maps that they may not have practiced yet. Having said that, of course, there's maps like Rust, which and Nuketown, which aren't very strategic anyway, so that might go into Ace of Spades' favor. So we'll break that down a little bit on which map goes to who. I think in the meantime, of course, we'll sort of just talk about the tournament itself, and there's a lot to say about this tournament. So we had at the start 16 teams that really just brought us to an exciting, platform here to, for Call of Duty Mobile. Now we're left with 2 in the grand final itself. And all of this entire tournament has been done under a very specific rule set. Has it not, Adam?
It's been an awesome rule set. So the first rule, obviously, is no additional attachments. The only attachment you can have is a laser sight. That means getting rid of your optics and your foregrips and everything. And that's actually very unusual, have to play on those iron sights. So it makes it kind of a challenge, but all tactical allowed. That's a huge bonus. No shock RCs, no operators, and no Molotovs or trip mines. So the rules are pretty different. It's a mini game. And with the map of with the domination game mode, it makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, and the tournament itself is very interesting. I mean, it falls in line exactly with what Staxx I think wants to achieve here. So let's talk a little bit about this whole organization and what's going on here at Staxx's GameHouse. So really quick before we start the tournament itself, of course, we have to talk about the organizers. Kyle Sanford, aka Staxx, as you know him on Call of Duty Mobile, founded this esports organization called Staxx's GameHouse. The vision was that there would be a safe space, a great place to cohabitate where whether it's pro players or casual gamers, basically anybody under the sun could come up here, learn how to play, get better, maybe start up an esports career, and hopefully win some cash prizes, because that's what we're going to find out here today, who wins the cash prize for this entire 4 days of the tournament. So big props to Staxx and this vision for making this happen, and I think we're going to see more of this in the upcoming near future.
Yes, that is an actual conversation that is in the works right now. Staxx has put on amazing work, and the people who actually helped out with the tournament, we want to give a shout out to those people, such as Lady Dragon doing some design work, and plus the people that helped out with the design of everything, all the graphics, everything you've seen today in the past 4 days has been by a lot of people, Staxx included in that. So LZ, somebody who's been back and forth, he's been our liaison in this tournament. He was in rehearsals with us when we were getting ready for this tournament. So it's been an amazing week. We've been working on this for the past couple of weeks, and it's really paid off. And I think Staxx has really done a great job with this tournament. It's one of the far more organized tournaments that I have seen in a long time. We've seen professional events not be this well organized.
Oh, 100%, definitely. The thing is, when people normally sort of start a tournament, start to organize a tournament with esports, and trust me, I've been through other companies like startups that just put one up and say, yeah, we can do this, it's gonna be fun. They underestimate the scale of work involved in putting up an esports tournament. They think, oh yeah, let's just make people put in some games, just have them play together, have someone commentate on it, and then it should be all Gucci, right? But that's not the case. There's a lot of work involved in this in the background, and I'm sure our organizer Kyle Sanford, aka Staxx, he knows very, very well the problems that come with it. He's been up staying late, and I have to say, this has been one of the smoothest runs that I've seen on at all. I mean, playing online has its pros and cons, but I'd have to say that online tournaments can actually be more challenging than LAN tournaments, simply for the reason that there's so many different machines involved, getting them all together. The latency could be an issue, and it's all just been sort of resolved really quite well. I would say that I wanted to say that it was really lucky that everything's been so smooth up to this point, but it's been 4 days and nothing's really been kind of off. So it's just a result, I think, of a really good organization today.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So Now we're going to get ready for game number 1. It's the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. And Illustrato, tell us a bit about these two teams and as they're getting ready to go into this grand final.
Oh yeah, like I said before, I think these guys have very different playstyles. To me, who's gonna win this is whoever can assert their playstyle, who can play their game, who can play the game that they want. And it's gonna be very difficult to see to predict because say Carrie Annika with their more patient playstyle. Are Aces of Spades going to let them do that? Are they going to force their hand? Or are Aces of Spades going to fall to the more slow, methodical playstyle here of Carrie Annika? It's going to be a very tough one to see, a very tough one to call. If I could make any predictions, I'd say I think Ace of Spades are in this, I think, a little bit more ahead. But simply because of the kinds of maps that we're going to be playing.
Yeah, you're definitely right. These two teams have been the best two teams in this tournament from both sides of the bracket. Looking at Carrie Annika, the running joke I was told today is when Carrie Annika actually had to carry Annika, and that has been apparently the joke ever since I've said that. So thank you so much for making that a meme. But ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for game number 1 between Ace of Spades taking on Carrie Annika in a best of 7.
I do want to point out that in terms of the lineup and composition, Annika is actually playing today and not a sub like yesterday. So we're going to see how this sort of evolves. I absolutely love that we're seeing her back in action, just like the OG people. So we'll see how it goes as we go into Standoff. I feel like this map should be a Carrie Annika map because of how it's structured, how tactical it is. But of course, Aces of Spades could just entirely prove me wrong.
You're definitely right, and we are underway. 3 minutes on the clock. Steve fire some rounds over by the courtyard there. Doesn't get anything, but Litos is going to pick up 1 kill. Get a second. Oh, no, so close, but that's going to be 2 kills. And B falling very quickly to Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades very good on Standoff.
Yeah, great opening right here, but what's important, though, is how to capture that B site. Nobody really taking control of it right now, but it does look like Ace of Spades, rather, are going to be close to it. Going to be denied here by USA XP. He's going to get 1 spray down, but going to be traded out really quickly. Steezy's ready for it here. This is the site already now in possession of Ace of Spades.
A and B sites going down very quickly. Ace of Spades putting on the pressure, but the game is tight. 15-13. It's only a 2-point differential, so this could go either way. Still, Berber's going to find 1 and he's going to get it. And what a great play by Berber, at least trying to getting the defense a little bit dismantled there for Ace of Spades.
Yeah, so Berber actually, I feel like, is one of the more underrated players in this squad. He doesn't always pop off, but every time you see him kind of coming on screen, he's always ready to do something. He's always got something up his sleeve, whether it's 2 kills, 3 kills, holding down the site. He comes up, he shows up when he needs to, I feel like. And Annika, just unfortunately missing that spray down onto Forbid, gets punished with a slide, and it's going to be still 2 points captured for the side of Ace of Spades.
Looking at Aimakusu for Ace of Spades, he has 7 kills in this first half already. It's 40-25 now. And Sneaky as well. We haven't said his name very much, but has 7 kills as well. Doing a very good job. He's going to pick up an 8th kill. What a great play. And now Aimakusu sees the members of Carrie Annika, finds 1. Can they get a second? He has 9 kills. And that's going to be the half, ladies and gentlemen. 50-30 in the half. 20-point difference. And Illustrato, the second half needs to go pretty darn quick for Carrie Annika.
Yeah, I think it's at this point worth it to sort of try looking for maybe an early opening B. Try something that they don't normally do. Carrie Annika, not really the kind of team that goes for those early B possessions, but maybe it's worth it to try considering the score difference at this point in the half.
You're definitely right. Lotus gets taken out up there in the window. Steezy sees USA XP and is going to fire off some rounds. Doesn't find the kill yet, but definitely Ace of Spades is doing their due diligence. B is still uncontested still. 57-37 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. And now we're just seeing the kills sort of come through. Sneaky picks up 1. Aimakusu is going to be the first one on the B side. Going to pick up 1 kill. Can he defend it more? and now he has some backup, and that's going to be the B site, but gets immediately blown up at the same time, but still maintain control of that B site for Ace of Spades.
See, my problem with this is, as you can see, the round started off with Carrie Annika picking up a ridiculous amount of kills. They wiped the entire squad of Ace of Spades. That should have been their signal to take the B point. They didn't do that. I think they hesitated a little too long, and because of the fact that they hesitated, they lost control over B. They should have had it much sooner. They should have had it in a better situation, but I don't know if it's nerves, but the apprehension that they just showed in taking that B site, it cost them.
You're definitely right, Illustrato. And now the B site was controlled by Carrie Annika, but quickly taken back by Ace of Spades. And Payload has tried to pick up 1 kill. Has 11 kills for this game. iSneaky with 13 kills now. And now the UAV is up in the air for Carrie Annika. iSneaky firing off some rounds. Finds 1. Can he get a second? Doesn't find the second kill yet. It's Chloe running across there for Carrie Annika. And just didn't have a chance in that fight. And it's just a mess now for Carrie Annika. They are so far behind, over 30 points now, 95-61 for Ace of Spades. And this game 1 seems very likely in favor of Ace of Spades. Yeah,
it's pretty much a done deal here. I honestly think that Carrie Annika could have won this if they didn't take so long to take that B side in the second half. They let so much time pass for the side of Ace of Spades. They let them recover before they even decided to try to go for the B site. I feel like it might be nerves here. I feel like it might be just the grand final problem because, when it comes to the grand final, teams tend to maybe struggle a little bit, especially ones that maybe aren't as experienced. So Ace of Spades, however, they're just unrelenting to the point that they could have been faulted. They made, I think, a number of mistakes, rushing in a little bit too early, losing everybody. Fortunately, those mistakes weren't punished by the side of Carrie Annika, and I really think that's what won them the game.
Looking at the stats for this game, iSneaky picking up 16 kills, Makusu with 12, and Paylitos picks up 12 as well. So we're gonna
it's a great performance here for Sneaky YT. He gets 16. Definitely not a sign of him carrying his team, but definitely performing well above and beyond, which is great to see. However, we will have to go into a short break and break this down a little bit later on, as we do have to give these teams a chance to rest and maybe reconfigure and try to, find maybe a different strategy for the upcoming map, which is going to be none other than Firing Range, an old classic. But in the meantime, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, it's going to be game number 2 of the grand finals here at Staxx's GameHouse. Once again, I'm Illustrato, and joining me is Adam EV500. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 in just a second.
Wanna be all saints, trying hard to be someone else. All we want is please, giving no time to breathe. This is our identity. We can't help, we're gone. This is our identity.
And welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. Adam EV500, Illustrato over there. And we're going to get ready for game number 2 on Firing Range.
Yeah, Firing Range is so exciting for me. It's one of those maps that just, anything can happen. And anything does happen, as we've seen for the past 3 days. Today and the final day, I'm sure we'll be seeing some interesting stuff coming up in this upcoming one, especially now that they've made in that substitution Space coming back, who was basically the lifeblood of his team, I feel like, for the last 2 games yesterday. Let's see if he can make a resurgence and show us crazy performances again today, coming into the grand finals itself. I'm thinking so, but we'll discuss that later as we dive straight into the second game of the series. It's going to be Firing Range, and it's going to be Carry Annika versus none other than the current leaders, Ace of Spades.
And we are underway. Firing Range has always told a different story, except for yesterday and the quarterfinals as well. But it's the grand finals. Anything can happen on Firing Range, and Carry Annika loves this map.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've been so great at it. They were amazing also on the map yesterday, on raid. So when we get to game 3, I'm actually looking forward to these upcoming games too. But we'll see. Look, this is what Space does, and I love his current setup. This is how Carry Annika classically plays, and this might work in their favor. It bit them in the back yesterday. Earlier in the previous game, but maybe they can sharpen up now that Space is back in the equation.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Space has been kind of that strong point for their team. Obviously, somebody who's very talented at this game. I can see him going very far, being the player he is. Oh, he gets dropped though right as I say that. Berber, also somebody who's, as you said, a little bit underrated in terms of performance. So I'm very excited to see what he can pull out. And I should say he's also a very talented performer. It's Chloe gets wall banged though by Forbid, and now B site can be up in the air still, and Steezy's actually trying to make an approach at this, but Wood is just completely controlled by Carry Annika. Paylotus picks up 1, but Annika gets the trade. Illustrato, B is still uncontested here, and that's very unusual, especially from Ace of Spades.
Yeah, so as you can see, they're starting to change their mind here, but look at this, a reverse point capture, A and C being taken out by the opposite team, so really nobody can get ahead here. Nobody can get B, and so they try to take each other's sides, and they just take it 1-1, so that's an interesting trade that we've already seen. The mind games now starting to come up here for both squads.
And right now it is 26-23. Carry Annika in the lead. And Space ended up getting rid of the sniper. Decided, you know what, I'm not going to wall bang anybody or just have some crazy shots through the wall. And he's going to pick up 1 kill with the pistol. Can he find another one? Now A falling to Carry Annika right now, but gets immediately off the site. So now B is the only uncontested point on this map, and it can go either way. Aces of Spades making an attempt at it, Illustrato, but it's 34-31. Very close half here with 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, and that capture was just as clutch can get. It sort of just before the time expired, right when they needed the advantage, they actually managed to take it right before the half ends, and I think we're going to be seeing pretty much Ace of Spades half, but not by much at all. It's 15 seconds left, and there's like 1 point separating these two teams, maybe 2. If they manage to stop the cap, just maybe get a little bit of time off, it's going to be really good for them, but it's Chloe still a little bit hesitant to come in and push and take that site.
Yep, 2 members controlling the wood area of Ace of Spades, but that's going to be 50-43 first half. Aces of Spades pulling it back, getting 2 points there, and holding those for majority of the game.
Yeah, I think that they could have done a little bit better on the side of Carry Annika. The thing is, one of the weaknesses I've seen in Carry Annika's playstyle is that they're so dependent on map control that they are afraid to sort of go ahead and push if they don't have it, which is generally a good thing. But I think in instances like these, when you really need to take map control, I think risks have to come into play at some point here.
Aces of Spades, I think, have figured out how to play against Space. Space is not playing on that sniper rifle as we're used to have seen him, and only has 5 kills right now. So definitely not his biggest performance yet. Berber gets taken out on top of the training area there, and now Forbid's going to pick up 1 for Ace of Spades, but still a fairly slow game. Nobody really rushing for the B site, just trying to get the control of each area. And ooh, Forbid picks up 2. What a great play by him. And now the UAV is going to be coming in. Can he find
That's
a third?
a quick pickup right there from Forbid. He's still on a rampage as he sort of just picks apart the entire squad of Annika. Steezy looking to chime in with a kill of his own. And the map control just has been denied here from Annika. I do think space has been neutralized to some extent, especially because of the fact that we are currently playing on firing range. And look at that cap just being denied at the last second. That could have been the chance right there for Annika, but Pilito's coming in huge right there with a denial of his own, reclaiming it and securing B site for themselves. So that's a great play, and I think that just might have secured the game here. Game number 2 could be very well going to Ace of Spades.
It very well could be, but we have seen crazier things happen. It's only a 10-point differential between these two teams, so it can be very winnable still. There's a minute 10 left, and as we've known in first-person shooters, one bad mistake can end in disaster. And So gets blown up there by the airstrikes, and now it's 87 to 72. Now the point difference is starting to spread a little bit. Forbid picks up 1. And
there's the auto turret right there. They can't get out. That's pretty much
a triple.
The game, I think,
that's a triple cap. Darn.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do. I love the way that they placed the turret right there, the auto turret at the very end. It's just too much. You can't push that, especially with this amount of time, and it's a clean victory through and through. Ace of Spades. At Annika, they had some good opportunities right there, but I honestly don't think this is the kind of map for them. I don't think that firing range is a very tactical map, kind of just like how Annika is a very tactical team. There's no real spawns. There's no real opportunity for patience and, calculation and, thinking about the right response. It's all just sort of run and gun and trying to think quickly on the fly. And that's not exactly where I see Annika shining. And I think just Ace of Spades just ran away with this because they like to play fast, because they like to play aggressive. It might be different on Raid, and I'm assuming that it's going to be, but we'll see when we get there.
And we ended up having a technical difficulty with the server trying to get the stats for that match, so I apologize. That's why we came back to the broadcast booth so quickly. But that was game number 2. Ace of Spades have a 2-0 lead. Annika has to figure out some way to keep up with the pace and be a little more aggressive. I understand putting Space back on an assault rifle or putting him back on the ground instead of him having the sniper, but I really think he needs to be back on that sniper.
Yeah, I think so too, but the thing is, firing range, there's not much place you can go with it. Sure, you can have a few kills down long, maybe down middle, holding down Jeep, and at the same time, it's very difficult, especially with a team that's so mobile like Ace of Spades. They like to run everywhere. You can get flanked any day of the week, and Space is the kind of player that likes to play alone, is what we've seen yesterday. And I think what happened earlier is when he was trying to secure map control alone, he just got shot from the back a number of times. He gave that up entirely, switched maybe to a different gun, and it just was not working for them at all. Anyway, of course, we'll take a short break real quick. I think we have to take one before we go into the third map, which is Raid. In the meantime, of course, I'm Illustrato, and joining me is Adam EV500. We'll be back really, really quickly with the third game of the series. Don't touch that browser.
Day has passed like a hurricane to my heart, till it far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for day 4, the grand finals. Game number 3 between Ace of Spades taking on Carrie Annika.
Carrie Annika in a tough spot right now. They're sitting at 0-2. They've lost a couple of games. The first one, I feel like they could have won the second one as well. There are so many good opportunities, but I think it was more prominent in the first one. They could have taken down that second half all by immediately nearing the start of the game. Unfortunately, some hesitations and just maybe doubting themselves a little bit and maybe playing a bit too cautious kind of cost them the game. I think that's what happened there. When they could have capped, they just held back instead. But might be a different story here as we go into the third game of the series. It's going to be Raid, which sort of is a little bit more of a slower map. One which definitely requires a lot of map control. So we'll see if this changes it. Maybe it flips the script here today.
You're absolutely right, and we want to tell you guys that there has been a substitution once again for Carrie Annika. Annika coming out of the game to let USA XP come on in.
Oh yeah, he's the official sub of the team, one of the official subs. So Carrie Annika actually being subbed out. No longer will they be able to carry her, unfortunately. But well, we'll see as Space and USA XP come in now to the equation. They have swapped out 2 members, so it's almost an entirely new squad here. But look at this, though. Bodies dropping everywhere, excuse me. And Space and Co. and the rest of Carrie Annika now really making a name for themselves, really showing up here. Could control B right now. But it is, of course, going to be contested right here. A little bit difficult as the nades coming in and the SMGs raining down. Nobody really securing that B site, and the quick trade could come in. Actually, yes, it will, and Ace of Spades now control B.
And we're seeing Space back up on the sniper. It's Chloe, has 2 kills, finds 1 more. That makes it 3. What a great pick there. Can they capitalize on it? And it's Chloe is running forward, finds another one. What a great play. There's 2. Can he get 3? Oh, so close. Had Steezy right behind him, and what a great play. It's Chloe picking up 3, though, in that process. And it's at least a little closer now, 22-15. C falling down to Carrie Annika. So now 2 points controlled by them. And B site is the only one remaining for Ace of Spades. They got to find a way. They're looking to go on to A. They get denied right away. Sneaky picking up 1 kill and gets immediately destroyed right from behind by It's Clay, who has 7 kills on the day. Illustrato, B site is the only site that Ace of Spades have right now, and that's kind of a different story than what we saw in Firing Range.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Raid, right? It's a little bit bigger, a lot more space to rotate. It takes a lot more commitment to take a site, and that's exactly what we saw. Just with that one play alone, they've managed to actually tie the scoreline, like actually tie it. So Carrie Annika bring it back, but then again, they just lose a site. During that time, I think they should have focused on trying to get B, and I think Carrie Annika lost a little bit right there. Space not getting the close range engagements rather, and this half just might slip away from them again if they don't take another site.
They really have to push hard in these last few seconds here. Sneaky picking up another kill, 46-40 now, 45 seconds remaining. And A and B sites are completely controlled now by Ace of Spades. And that's going to be the half, 50-42. It's an 8-point difference. I mean, I was expecting it to be a little closer, but, you know, this is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, it's not far off by any means, but my only problem, I think, with this was that Carrie Annika should have started rotating towards B once they kind of started losing presence on A. They got C, and I think after they did that, after they got A, they should have started rotating to B, because we know that they weren't going to hold on to that A site forever. They could have made a play for something else. Instead, they sort of just stood content at A and C, and I think that just wasn't enough to win them the half, considering that the B site was still in possession of Ace of Spades, and they might just take another site here again.
And they're looking at B. They're having the hop on and off of it, but it gets denied. A and C still controlled by their respective teams. 58 to 50, so it's still only 8 points difference.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Did you just pick that up? The airstrike killing 4 right there from Steezy.
Oof. I didn't even notice that. I'm trying to focus on where my mouse cursor is at the same time. It's a lot to focus on. It's 63 to 54 though. 2 minutes remaining, and Steezy gets taken out by Soso from behind. Can Space get back on this sniper rifle and really do some work with it? Now B is gonna fall down very quickly to carry Annika. Oh, what a great quick scope by Space. Can he find another one? He's gonna use that killer hunter drone.
Yeah, this is very possible. This comeback is very, very possible right here. Now that they have B, Space is lurking around in the back. He's trying to make some space for his team. Let's see if the retake is at all possible. It's only 10 points, and this is the best chance I think Annika has had to win the game so far. They are not far off by any means, and Space hitting shots like that is going to keep them in the game for sure. That's going to be a beautiful shot to help them secure the site even longer. It's Chloe missing that opportunity for a double spray down, though, but still people from Ace of Spades are falling down left and right. They do manage to retake the site, unfortunately, for Annika, but they could still try to go for this 84 to 77.
They really can, and it's only it's an 8-point difference still, and it just continues to go a little bit more, as we creep closer to that 100-point mark. But now Annika's doing a latch-stitch effort onto B, but it's not going to be enough. The airstrikes are coming in, the turrets are out, and now we're just seeing the entire Annika squad not knowing what to do. And it's 40 seconds remaining, but it's 98 to 84, and that's just not going to be enough, and that's going to be 100 points. And Ace of Spades take another game.
That's 3 games in a row that were very, very close. I'll be honest. I feel like all 3 of these games could have gone either way. Sure, the salient scoreline right now is 3-0, right? It's 3-0, but the thing is, any of those first 3 games could have went Annika's way. They came up down to the wire. Maybe the one that was a little bit out of reach was, I think, firing range. But the first game and this game could have went either way. I feel like it was just a little bit of nerves, a little bit of lack of composure, I think, on the side of Annika to close out those games. But they have really been starting each game off on the back foot. They still have one more chance here to do this. They have to win in a reverse sweep if they want to take us back, to take the championship, but they're currently at a really, really bad situation. Ace of Spades, however, they are, disqualifications aside, currently undefeated. In the meantime, of course, we'll break this down a little bit later on, but we will be going into a halftime break for just a while. Could be the last game of the series, could not be, who knows? But, of course, before I do that, any final words before we go into the half, Adam?
Annika came into this tournament, I think they were a little bit of an underdog, and the fact that they got to the grand finals is awesome. Ace of Spades, though, they're super intimidating. We've seen teams just crumble. I think this is the only team that's been able to really challenge Ace of Spades in this grand final. The scorelines have been pretty close. The halves have been super close. So, I'm excited to see what's going to happen on Nuketown, just because it's let's just run at each other now and see what happens. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
But let's take a quick break. Once again, we couldn't get the post-game stats. Something's going fishy with the server on Call of Duty Mobile, so we're going to find a way to fix this. But we're going to be taking an intermission, a halftime, while these teams talk it over and see what happens for game number 4 on Nuketown. I'm at EV500. Joining me, Illustrato, and we'll be right back.
My head is heavy, let me lay it down into your lap. I would love to drown. I need that story I used to hear to run on into and disappear. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
Make that beat.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer while we're so behind your back. Chase a light when the world is getting darker. I have a dream where love's the only side. So take my hand, join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers, standing in this hate. Going louder, we are all one color, standing in their way. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Shadows, shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers, standing in their shade. Going louder, we are all one color, standing in their way.
And welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the fourth and potential final game of this grand finals of Staxx's GameHouse Laser Tag Tournament. And I just want to take a moment and thank all the supporters who have helped with this. Staxx's friends have also been a huge supporter. Batman Souls, Prodigy God, Shabong, and Drink. Thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate it, helping with this tournament, because this tournament has been absolutely amazing. We're here in the grand finals, Illustrato, and we're on Nuketown.
Oh yeah, Nuketown is one of those maps where all you're gonna see, it's just gonna be a brawl here. So you're gonna see these two teams swinging left and right at each other from every single possible direction. It's all gonna be about reaction speed, how quick you are, who's gonna win those duels, and to some certain extent, a little bit of luck involved here. So I'm gonna be frank here. I think that Annika, in terms of prediction, I think this ship has kind of sailed a little bit for them. They should have won maybe one or two of those previous maps. But I think at this point it's already 3-0. It's a little bit late for them, I think, already. And I think Nuketown is the kind of map that's just perfectly suited for the skill set of the players in Ace of Spades. But that's just my prediction. What about you, EV500?
I'm one of those people that I always hope for a reverse sweep in any situation. I love it when we can get to a final game. That game 7, is on Rust. We haven't played on Rust this entire tournament, so we want to get there at least, or potentially get us to Meltdown.
Oh yeah.
People want to see that. I think it would be a true testament to Annika, and we're gonna get ready for game number 4, the potential final game between these two teams. It's been a hard-fought battle, and Illustrato, it's Nuketown, the most classic map, the El Clasico, really, of Call of Duty. And what can you tell us about this map that makes it so unique?
Yeah, so it's just so balanced, and the way that everybody's playing it, I mean, everybody's played this map for hundreds and hundreds of hours. Everybody knows this by heart. It's just a matter of how quick you can be, knowing the angles as well as possible. You can even snipe on this. You can basically do anything you want on this map. It's just a matter of how good you are as a team. That's exactly what we're gonna see right here. But a little bit strange things going on. Oh, this is just a pre-match, right?
Yep. They're waiting on one more for Ace of Spades. There's a lot of spectators, which means a lot of people connecting to the game. It looks like we're ready to go, though. The countdown is on. Now, show your support in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We're in game number 4, the potential final game. If you want Ace of Spades to win, type in chat AOS for Gary Annika. Let's see those CAs up in the air. And here we go. Both sides taking both respective points. Being right in the middle there, right by the pink house, and now Berber's going to pick up 1. It is 3-2 in favor of Aces of Spades. Very early space, great quick scope right there. Can he find another one? He's waiting. Oh, there's another one. Some great plays here from Space. Has 3 kills already, and he gets blown up. Illustrato, and what just happened?
Wow, that grenade actually just blew up the car. Takes down 3, and that should have been a point right there. That should have been the control for Carrie Annika, and it just seems like the story of the series has been time and time again. Ace of Spades just denying any opportunity from Carrie Annika. Opportunities they should have, it's just been taken away from them, one time after the other.
It's Chloe. He's gonna see if they can spot out one. There's Payload is gonna go down. Can it's Chloe pick up the second one? They do. Wow, just so much fire from this AR, and that just wasn't enough. B is still controlled by Ace of Spades, but it's going to be a contested point now for... Oh, never mind. It was canceled immediately. So-So's going to try and pick up 1. Can't get the finish. There we go. There's the finish by Berber. And Ace of Spades are really trying to just keep this lead now. It's 31-20. Oh, Payload is right under the semi-truck. And now... Just is going on a rampage, has 2, gets 3. And what an amazing play there by Payload. Is going to get 4. And Illustrato, this game is just becoming a runaway match now. It is 40-24.
Yeah, it seems like Ace of Spades right now completely having a good read, overpowering their opponent. Space getting a victory in that duel over there. He's doing a lot of work, almost gets that quick scope, but it's not going to be enough to win them the current game, especially at the scoreline 47-28, 48-28 now at this point. It's going to be a real uphill struggle. This just might be the end of the road here unless a miracle happens for the side of Carrie Annika.
Carrie Annika is just not able to just keep up with that pace. And B, they got to get control of B very quickly, or they have to just, somehow get on C, but that's not going to happen at all. I would say triple capping for them is going to be a very difficult task. Oh, and Space gets the quick scope right over the car there, and now he gets taken out through the smoke from the other side, and now the hunter-killer drone by Paylitos is going to go out and gets 1.
They need to take this B site as soon as humanly possible. It's just going to go into the possession of Ace of Spades again. They're already in a fantastic position to win the whole thing, and I think this just might be it. I think we're going to be seeing a 4-0 here. This could have definitely been a closer scoreline, but just as I say that, right now they're going to be Carrie Annika chiming in with some possession of their own, but going to be again denied by the side of Ace of Spades, just not letting Carrie Annika have anything whatsoever.
It's Chloe really trying super hard to keep their team in this game, but Space has 11 kills only with the sniper rifle, though. It's going to be very difficult to take that B side with only a sniper rifle. So coming on in, trying to get the slide in. I thought he landed that shot, but Makusu ends up getting out of the way just at the last second, saves his life, and able to pick up the kill. Berber going down to Paylotus, and now it is just game. I think this is pretty much game over. It is 82-48. Paylitos has 3 score streaks. It's going to use the UAV and then uses the hunter-killer drone at close range. And now here comes the rockets and gets 1. And now Berber going to get taken out. And wow, Paylitos is up to 21 kills, 94-53. And it's just going to be an impossible journey to get back in this game, I feel like, for Carrie Annika. 1 minute remaining, but that's not going to matter. Ace of Spades become champions of the very first Staxx GameHouse laser tag.
Big congratulations to Ace of Spades right there. Well deserved, well earned. Every single opportunity that Carrie Annika had was just denied from them. There were so many opportunities that Carrie Annika could have had, but it just sort of slipped away from their fingers. Unfortunate for them, but very fortunate, however, for Ace of Spades, proving that they are the best team in this tournament. Uh, Overcoming not just strong opponents of all different kinds of playstyles, but also overcoming the rule set that we have had set here in laser tag, which was very unique already since the get-go and proving very difficult to overcome. I don't think Ace of Spades legitimately lost a single match, except for that one that they got sort of forfeited for using a Molotov. But other than that, it's just been a perfect run from Ace of Spades the whole tournament long. Amazing work from them. But yeah, the congratulations to them. And of course, before we continue on and talk about the post-match a little bit more, I do want to give a quick thank you to our organizers. We do have to mention, of course, none other than Kyle Sanford, aka Staxx, and everybody who made this tournament possible. So this is, of course, part of a larger dream for Staxx. His idea is that we can have this space, this place to cohabitate with gamers, all kinds of gamers, pro gamers, amateur gamers, aspiring professionals, to have a space of their own and develop their own esports career, starting with this here in laser tag. But of course, I do want to get your opinion, EV500. How was this tournament for you? Any impressions that you sort of want to give out, especially to our audience?
You know, I think everybody who's in the chat right now who isn't subscribed to this channel needs to subscribe right now, because there are a ton more events on the way. And that is an amazing thing, considering that Call of Duty Mobile Esports is still semi-small. It's growing, which is amazing. Being an esports aficionado myself, I love esports. I watch almost every single one out there. You can ask me, and I've probably watched it, or at least a match of it or something. So it's an awesome experience. You know, with the new day and age of mobile devices, being able to play high-quality games like Call of Duty on your mobile device is becoming pretty much a mainstream thing now, and I think Staxx GameHouse really looked at that and said, let's do something on this, and they did an amazing job with the tournament.
Oh yeah, it's been a fun run, and it's just absolutely amazing for like just so many times that it's just been an absolutely amazing run here. Call of Duty Mobile starting from the ground up, and this is really how you get those sort of big events, big followings. It's always from the grassroots. I mean, if we talk about historically how esports grew, Counter-Strike being one of the starters, and Quake and StarCraft, they all started with community grassroots events, much like this one. So Call of Duty, and actually even PUBG Mobile. So we're at this sort of renaissance, this sort of revolution for mobile esports, and we could just be finding ourselves in the very epicenter of it here, actually.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. You know, events like DreamHack, who bring the ESL One Mobile, you know, I can see them starting to really recognize Call of Duty Mobile's community and really trying to pick up that action. So we want to give another shout out to Yama for their support. Yama was part of Pure Esports, if I remember right. But he's done a lot of work for this tournament as well. So a huge shout out to him. Illustrato, you know, we've been able to come together. We're on opposite sides of the planet. So how was this tournament for you? You know, it's early morning for you, and it's the evening time for me. So what has been this experience like for you?
Yeah, no, for me, this experience has been just sort of eye-opening to how, you know, we can be doing these actual tournaments from other ends of the globe. It's just amazing what technology can do now. And it's considering how smooth this went, it's just really been a big, pleasant surprise for me. I'm looking forward to seeing more. And yeah, that's about it, I think. I do want to quickly, before we go, wrap up and quickly say thank you to everybody who's made this possible. Everybody in this tournament, even the viewers watching. Of course, thank you to you for being my partner on this one. It's been a pleasure and an honor, as well as Staxx for having me. And everybody else involved, it's just been a wild ride here for me. It's been such a great tournament overall.
Now, I want to mention one more thing before we head on out. Yes, Illustrato and I are wearing the almost exact same shirt.
We totally didn't plan this.
We did not plan this. You know,
totally.
He has darker buttons than I do, but you know, I think this was meant to happen. I want to thank you, Illustrato, for joining us, and with your experience and wisdom in Call of Duty and first-person shooters, for being here and sacrificing your time. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Aces of Spades wins it all. Gary Annika couldn't find the pace, but hopefully we'll see those two teams again in the future. For everybody at Staxx GameHouse, I'm EV500. That's Illustrato signing off for now. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good night.